Right now in Japan, we're watching a high-stakes political drama play out in real time. It's all about Sanae Takaichi's bid to become prime minister. Now, she's already won her party's leadership, but the top job? Well, that's caught up in a dangerous numbers game that she might not be able to win. Okay, so let's start with the first number, 196. That's how many seats Sanae Takaichi's party, the Liberal Democratic Party, or LDP, has in the lower house of the Diet. And for decades, holding that many seats would have put them in a commanding position. But the political landscape has shifted big time. Because here is the number that changes everything: 210. If the opposition parties decide to team up and vote as a single bloc, that's the number they can hit. And you don't need to be a math genius to see the problem here. 210 is bigger than 196. So what happened? Well, the LDP's coalition with their partner, Komeito, a partnership that lasted 26 years, it's over. And that leaves Takaichi leading what's called a minority government. As we just saw with the numbers, she's facing a prime ministerial vote that, on paper, is completely unwinnable. Her path to power is basically blocked. So you might be asking, how did she end up in this spot? Well, it all boils down to some pretty brutal parliamentary math. Let's dig into what this high-stakes numbers game really looks like. Yeah, this chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? You can see the LDP over here with their 196 seats. And then you see the combined opposition's potential 210 seats right there. That gap, that deficit of votes, that is the entire story. Unless she can somehow flip some of those opposition votes, she has absolutely no chance. And that right there, that's the tough reality of leading a minority government. You can be the biggest single party in the room, but if everyone else gangs up on you, you can't pass laws, you can't set a budget, and you for sure can't win a vote to become prime minister. You are, for all intents and purposes, stuck in political gridlock, unless you can find some new friends. So faced with this mathematical dead end, what do? Well, Takaichi didn't just throw in the towel. Nope, she went on the offensive. Her strategy? Break up that opposition bloc by convincing some of its key members to come over to her side. And she moved fast. I mean, look at this timeline. It was an absolute whirlwind. On October 14th, her party starts laying the groundwork. The very next day, she's in back-to-back personal meetings with the leaders of two crucial opposition parties. This is all happening in a frantic race against the clock because that decisive vote is set for October 21st. So who's she trying to win over? Well, there are two main players here, a party called Ishin and the Democratic Party for the People, or DPP. But as you can see, they've got totally different styles. Ishin's leader seems pretty flexible, open to talking right away. The DPP, on the other hand, they're a lot more cautious. They want to see some real, tangible policy wins before they'll even think about making a deal. And it looks like her personal touch, these face-to-face meetings, is actually working, at least with one of them. After their meeting, Ishin's leader Hirofumi Yoshimura said this: "I felt Miss Takaichi's passion." Now, that's not what you say after a typical dry political meeting, right? It suggests her direct appeal is making a real connection, maybe even opening a few doors. Okay, so she's making inroads, but, and this is a big but, this kind of support is never free. To win over these potential partners, Takaichi is gonna have to give something up. Alliances come at a cost, and now we get to the really tough part, the price of power. So what's on Ishin's shopping list? They've got about 10 priorities, but let's focus on the big three. They want tighter rules on corporate political donations, cuts to social insurance premiums, and they want to push their plan to move some of the capital's functions to Osaka. And just to be clear, these are not small asks. We're talking major policy shifts here. And here is where things get incredibly delicate for Takaichi. You see that first one on the list, the one about donation rules? Well, that is a political landmine. It's the very same issue that was a huge factor in the LDP's split with their partner of 26 years, Komeito. If she agrees to this, it could cause a massive backlash inside her own party. Now, for the more hesitant DPP, Takaichi tried a different tactic. First, she made a big appeal, asking them to share responsibility for governing the country. Then she offered a concrete first step, a working group on their #1 policy issue, raising the income wall. And then she pulled out the big guns, hinting that actual cabinet posts could be on the table. And this just goes to show you, the DPP is playing hardball. They want the income wall raised to 1.78 million yen, and they want it done ASAP. They also want the provisional gasoline tax gone within a year. They're not interested in vague promises. They want specific policy wins with very clear timelines. So, all of this, it brings us to the end game. The vote is just days away, and Takaichi is walking this incredibly dangerous political tightrope. She's trying to balance the demands of these potential new allies against the traditions and red lines of her own party. Now, don't get me wrong, she's definitely made some progress. Getting Ishin to even sit down at the negotiating table was a huge win. It gives her momentum. But, and this is key, agreeing to talk is a world away from agreeing to vote for her. She has not yet secured the numbers she needs for October 21st. And that right there, that's the tightrope she's on. The deals she makes have to be sweet enough to peel off opposition parties. But if she gives away too much, especially on a really sensitive issue like political donations, she risks a rebellion from inside her own party, a move that could cripple her government before it even starts. Which leaves us with one huge, high-stakes question. Sanae Takaichi is closer than she's ever been to becoming prime minister, but the price of that victory might be higher than anyone imagined. To win power, will she have to risk breaking her own party?